Hey everybody, it's me, Arthur Kade, and welcoming back for the fourth time, and I'm so happy that season 4 of Shahs of Sunset is back. Miss MJ is joining me. Congratulations on season 4, one of my favorite shows on Bravo, Monday at 9 o'clock. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and what has become a ritual whenever Shahs of Sunset is back, MJ is joining me. First of all, this looks like another crazy season. Again, you're throwing bachelor parties, people are getting engaged, people are engaged. You guys are back with a bang, right?
Yeah, we have so much change in our lives all the time, and we're always going through some kind of growth spurt, even if it's emotional or taking, life changes. So, I'm really glad to actually see it all happen because we get to learn so much from ourselves when we get to see ourselves on camera. That's going to be fun for me this time around.
I feel like every season I say the same thing, but is it crazy now 4 seasons that this show has been on? 4 seasons in television is, the golden anniversary. It's so hard to even get past season 1, but to now be back for a 4th season, it's remarkable.
I am proud of it. I also think that it's so much easier to do now. We've actually had a huge adjustment from the first season where we weren't necessarily equipped to adapt to, having our lives be on camera and still fulfilling, obviously, a real estate career for me and Reza as well. So I like the way that it feels like I'm a well-oiled machine as I sit here today.
It's funny because that's a perfect transition to where I was going to go. Going from season 1 to 4, what's the evolution been? And it does become easier, doesn't it? Do you just, at this point, is it just like kind of whatever?
It's about managing your life and managing all of the things that are really important that the cameras aren't there for. Not every real estate transaction is going to be done on camera, right? So also just opening your mail, paying your bills, and hiring and delegating responsibility so that you can continue to grow and pursue business, and yet make sure the cameras are also there to capture the stuff that you guys see, which is a lot of fun, a lot of struggle, a lot of personal things. I'm in love. I've made myself vulnerable to open up and meet a man, and he's this relationship is teaching me things about myself and ways of being more womanly and more compassionate, more domesticated, and I enjoy almost watching myself while I'm undergoing some emotional change for the better.
I feel like it's a Nicholas Sparks novel happening for you, MJ.
I'm very superstitious, so every time I talk about something, I feel I might jinx it. But, I ain't got nothing to complain about these days. I'm just doing my best, pushing along forward. I say that because I think it is very Persian to be superstitious, but...
I'm Russian. We're the same way.
We're
just as screwed up in the head with that stuff.
Yeah, I'm afraid to utter the words about anything good happening in order to,
preserve it.
To preserve it, and because, it's also very Italian to be grateful, and so you don't really over-talk yourself up, you always have to stay humble about everything.
When you put your relationship out there, obviously you're someone who has become used to being on camera, but bringing somebody who has not become used to being on camera into the fold, was it difficult for him to get into the reality show mode? Yeah,
it's a really big risk for me and for him because he doesn't know if the camera's gonna like him. He hasn't seen himself ever on television before, and he could act dopey, and maybe his personality doesn't translate onto camera, or maybe I'm really comfortable being with my mom and my friends, but being intimate with a man, and by intimacy I just mean interaction, that kind of puts me like a little girl in like kindergarten on the first day of school. I become very shy, and I can't. I have to get over it. I have to get through it immediately. There's no adjustment because we are always so authentic on the show. But that's really nerve-wracking. It really scared me to open up that side of my life and that side of myself, and my mom's scrutiny and what all of my friends are going to think meeting him, because we dated for a couple of months before I introduced him to anybody. So.
Well, speaking of nerve-wracking, Reza's bachelor party and the drama surrounding. First of all, Reza's become kind of this like beacon of LGBT rights, which I think is awesome because to see that on television on a major network is terrific. To see if two men engage and what's happening, and you're organizing these bachelor parties, and the rules you're putting in place is hilarious. So talk to me all about that.
I might have something a little unsettling to tell you.
Unsettling.
So it was decided by me and your best man, Reza, that there will be a bachelor party at an undisclosed location, and it's going to be on the same weekend that you guys have your bachelor party, and you cannot go to both because they're going to be happening concurrently. Well, I wanted to make sure that Reza got to jump out of his box and be, like, not childlike as in an adolescent, but get goofy, get crazy, you know, blow off some steam, and kind of find that part of him that was single and mischievous, because the relationship with Adam kind of has him, with the relationship brings a lot of stress and responsibility. Planning a wedding is very stressful, and they bought a couple of houses, and that's also brings on so much responsibility. I wanted the bachelor party to be the perfect excuse for him to just like become undone and have a blast.
On everybody.
Yes, and to maybe, you know, mess around and have that one last hurrah that you're allowed to have before you tie the knot.
Speaking of last hurrahs, Mike, I remember having Mike in here season 1, and first of all, women were dying. Women love that guy.
Yes, he's enigmatic, very attractive.
They love him.
Yeah, and by enigmatic, I should have said he's a magnet.
He is. But he's getting married. Like, how insane is the whole him being in a serious relationship? Like, I never thought I'd see that.
Even though it would be nice if he could stay single and enjoy that lifestyle a little bit longer, he didn't have control over when Jessica came into his life. So I know Mike from season 1 really couldn't enjoy the benefits of being single and magnetic to women.
When you look at the show, and is this something you're like, I hope this goes on forever? Does it get to a point where you're like, I want this to go on forever because it's just fun, or does it become hard? What has it been for you, like, personally?
It can go on forever. It can, and if it does, I feel like it's just our norm at this point, especially since we've adjusted to being able to manage everything all year round. It used to be overwhelming, and now when the show, which obviously can't last forever, when the show goes away, my life is still so full of so many things that I will adapt to what I was already happy with before. So I think it will last for a long time. Someone told me Orange County, Real Housewives of Orange County are 10 seasons deep.
Yeah, they are.
So I can see that for us as well. So that means we could be sitting here for another 6 years.
I hope so. You've had additions and subtractions. Lily's gone. There have been additions. Because the core group has been together since season 1, is there like a hazing process when you bring somebody new in? Is there like, we're gonna acclimate you to how it really is on this show?
Yeah, we do like to, you know, be ourselves, and we don't really want to go easy on anyone because our personalities just don't always know how to. And Asifa's done a great job integrating herself. I don't know how welcoming, we haven't, you know, sort of didn't take her in like a newborn baby. She just, you know, really adjusted so well with us, and she already had a relationship with Golnessa, but with the rest of us, it was very organic and quick, so that's chemistry. And, you know, when there is an ensemble of friends with real chemistry, then, you know, the people who have left the show, they also took with them the element that wasn't really us. So when you see this season, you're going to be brought back to the really good, gritty, you can tell we all love each other. You could tell we all know each other. You could tell we hang out on and off camera. You know, those are things that you can't buy, steal, or barter for.
Do you become more of a family each and every season? Obviously, we see the drama that goes on within the group, but there's a bonding element with this show. Do you become more and more of a family as every season goes on? We
definitely become closer because we share our individual changes with one another. We see one another's growth. We, you know, for example, if I have a falling out with one of my friends, when we squash it, we've gone through a process that we learn about ourselves and one another. So from that, we become closer.
You're awesome. Congrats on season 4. Everybody make sure to check out season 4 of Shahs of Sunset.